Welcome to the journey of exploring one of the greatest and most iconic architectural wonders of the modern world. It is none other than the Sydney Opera House, the jewel by Australia's Harbour, where art, architecture, and nature blend in perfect harmony. The Sydney Opera House is not just a venue for performances. Behind it lies a long story, starting from the 1950s. At that time, the New South Wales government wanted to build a major arts centre for Sydney. An international design competition was launched, attracting over 200 submissions from around the world. The winner was completely unexpected, a Danish architect named Jørn Utzon, with a unique hand-drawn design inspired by wind-filled sails or peeled orange segments. Though his design was initially rejected, fortunately, the final judge, renowned architect soaring, saw its potential and rescued it. Construction of the Sydney Opera House began in March 1959, met with great expectations from both the government and the Australian people. Initially, it was estimated to take only 4 years to complete, at a cost of around $7 million Australian dollars. But the reality turned out very differently. Phase 1, the foundation. From the very beginning, engineers faced a massive challenge. The land at Bennelong Point was a man-made peninsula, weak and waterlogged. To ensure a solid base for such a heavy and grand structure, more than 500 concrete piers had to be driven deep into the bedrock, a task that took over a year just for the foundation. Phase 2, designing the shells. The next major difficulty came from Jørn Utzon's groundbreaking design. When he sketched those pure white sails, no existing technology at the time could realize them. Engineers spent years experimenting with hundreds of models. Eventually, Utzon came up with a genius idea. All the roofs would be segments cut from a giant imaginary sphere, like orange slices from a whole fruit. This solution solved the structural puzzle and allowed for standardized construction of the roof components. Phase 3, constructing the shells. The construction of the shells was one of the most remarkable engineering feats in the world at that time. Each massive concrete piece was precast and then assembled with near-perfect precision. A complex network of scaffolding and giant custom-made cranes was erected, a spectacular sight that Sydney residents still remember vividly. Crisis and departure. However, the design complexity, combined with growing political and financial pressure, led to deep conflicts between Jørn Utzon and the state government. Eventually, in 1966, with the project still incomplete, Utzon resigned in frustration and left Australia, leaving his brainchild to be completed by other architects. Final phase, interior completion. After Utzon's departure, many interior components were redesigned with a more practical approach. Some spaces no longer matched the original vision, but fortunately, the magnificent roof shells, the soul of the structure, retained their full splendor. Finally, after 14 years of construction, on October 20th, 1973, the Sydney Opera House was officially inaugurated by Queen Elizabeth II, in a wave of national pride and joy. The total cost came to 102 million Australian dollars, nearly 15 times the initial estimate. But the cultural and artistic value it has brought to the world is priceless. When gazing at the Sydney Opera House, it's easy to be captivated by its soft, flowing beauty, like sails billowing over the harbour. But behind that elegance lies a stunning technical marvel. The roof design, a revolutionary idea. Jørn Utzon's roof design was initially deemed impossible to build. Utzon overcame the technological limitations of the time with a brilliant concept. All the roof shells are segments from the same imaginary sphere. This made it feasible to calculate and construct these complex concrete forms, a breakthrough in global architectural and engineering history. The miraculous shell structure. Each shell comprises multiple precast concrete pieces, like enormous jigsaw puzzle pieces. These shells not only bear the roof's weight but also withstand strong winds, heavy rains, and the corrosive effects of salty sea air. To assemble them, custom cranes and scaffolding systems were designed, something completely unprecedented. The legendary ceramic tiles. The exterior of the shells is covered with over 1 million white ceramic tiles, handcrafted by the Höganäs factory in Sweden. These tiles have a special glaze, making them sparkle under sunlight and self-clean when it rains. Thanks to this tile layer, the Opera House roofs shift colors beautifully: radiant white at noon, golden honey at sunset, and a shade of purple at nightfall. The interior, where sound and art unite. Step inside, and you enter a different world. The Opera House contains a total of 6 main venues, including Concert Hall, the largest hall with over 2,600 seats, home to the world's largest mechanical organ with more than 10,000 pipes. Joan Sutherland Theatre, a stage dedicated to opera and ballet, plus several smaller spaces for drama, chamber music, and diverse creative events. The interiors are lined with wood, granite, and striking red carpets, creating a luxurious yet warm atmosphere. Acoustics, the art of subtlety. One of the biggest challenges was managing sound in such uniquely shaped domes. Acoustic engineers had to study extensively to ensure every note and voice that resonated inside would be crisp, full, and vibrant. A timeless masterpiece. More than 50 years later, the Sydney Opera House still retains its original beauty and impressive durability. It stands as proof of the perfect fusion of bold design, superb engineering, and the burning passion of thousands of individuals who contributed to its creation. Did you know? Jørn Utzon, the man who laid the foundation for this icon, never saw his masterpiece completed. Due to conflicts during construction, he left the project in 1966 and never returned to Australia. It wasn't until 2003 that he was honored with the prestigious Pritzker Architecture Prize, a long overdue recognition. That same year, the Australian government invited him to contribute to the Opera House's restoration and enhancement, this time from afar, through models and drawings. Today, the Sydney Opera House is not only a major tourist attraction but also a vibrant arts hub. Each year, it hosts over 1,500 performances, drawing millions of visitors from around the globe. In 2007, it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a rare honor for a modern building. Whether you're an opera fan, a symphony lover, a theater enthusiast, or simply someone who enjoys watching the sunset by the Harbour, the Sydney Opera House always has something special for you. If you love journeys that uncover architectural marvels, cultural heritage, or the world's wonders, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join us on our upcoming adventures. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. See you again on the next exciting journey.